the Medical Museum in Copenhagen, I'll give it this smiley. But what can you get from this museum? Let's take a closer look. So I've just moved over to a park so we get a little peace and quiet because there were too much cars over there. But what can you see in the Medical Museum or the Medical Museum, a combination of museum and science? They collect knowledge about the human anatomy and medications and all these kind of things. So this building is the old Royal Surgical School, and in the bottom of the building is the old professorial apartment where the old professors that taught at this school was living. And one famous person has actually been raised in this apartment. It is no other than the famed physicist Niels Bohr. Yes, he was Danish and he was brought up in the Royal Surgical Academy. But if you start in the bottom and you walk around, you will find the psychiatric room. It's a small room, and me being a psychiatric nurse, I think it's too little. But it's a start, and they're still collecting psychiatric artifacts and knowledge to build up this room, and they might even get more than a room as they build it up. But for now it's one room, and it's a start, let's say it like that. But as you move up through the building, you come up to an area where they talk about, how the human body was looked back from the old Greek, where it was the 4 fluids, and those 4 fluids need to be in balance, otherwise you were sick. Up to today, where you have laboratories that knows it is this little particle, it is this little fungi that does this, and it is this microbial life that does that. So you get a look into how we get to know the body. But there's more than that, because they also have the collection of human anatomy. A great collection, and I'm a little bit limited in pictures I can show you from in there due to, guidelines. And, viewer discretion is advised always, but nevertheless, I don't want to give you that big shock. I aim to be family friendly. But it's a great look into how the human body develops throughout life and how the human anatomy is put together. I will advise you, if you have children along, that you walk with them in there, because it can be a bit scary. There are old fetuses, there are, skeletal remains with skeletal cancer on them. There are disfigured children in their fetus state, and there's many of these things, and there are great explanations for it, but it will also scare small kids if you have them along. So walk in there with caution if you're faint-hearted or have children along. But as I move through the exhibits in there, my curiosity sparks, and I get more interested in learning more. It might be because I have a degree in nursing, so I know a bit or two about this field, but there are some of my knowledge that gets challenged in there, especially when it comes to the corona exhibit. I thought I knew what was up and down in corona, but as I move through this exhibit, I'm forced to think about, was it that way or was it another way? I think it's great for a museum to do that, to make sure that you think about things. And the corona exhibit shows you in an objective way what happened, what did we know, when did we know it, and what did we do. And I actually think it's small but good, because it's really dense with information. So small but good. And the last part of the museum we went into is mind and gut, because new research shows that the mind is affected by, your digestive system. They even have a holistic diagnosing machine that can help you to, diagnose yourself in a holistic way. I don't think that's a good way to go about medicine, but all parts of medicine has its own valid in some point or another. Of course, we have to talk about price. The price for a visit to this museum is 90 Danish crowns. And I found no discount, no other things, but it is certainly worth paying the 90 Danish crowns. We also have to cover accessibility, because this museum was in no way accessible. There is no handicap-friendly entrance. There are no lifts to get you up and down. It's an old building that shows, but that also gives you a lack of accessibility. So if you're going in there, you need to be able to walk on your own 2 legs. You might be able to walk with some assistance if you have crutches or something like that. But a wheelchair or other big aids for walking is not possible in there. I think you should go in there and watch that museum. And if you want another interesting museum in Copenhagen to see, then I can recommend this one. Yeah.